The archetype of femme fatale is not about sex. It's mistakenly thought of as a very sexual woman. But that's not the archetype for that. The archetype for that is the archetype of Aphrodite or Venus or the daughters of Venus, the Vestals. Femme fatale isn't about sex. She's actually really difficult to crack about sex. She doesn't really give sex like Don Juan does. She is very selective when it comes to men and to sex. She's about the promise for sex, not the sex itself. She may imply and seduce in very subtle ways, but she doesn't give what she promises, because if she does, she knows she can lose. She doesn't like to lose in the game of love. So she has learned to control herself. Controlling herself becomes her power, and by controlling herself, she actually controls men. She becomes in control of the situation. And she drives men crazy because she promises, there are promises there for amazing pleasure that she can deliver, and she can. But she rarely goes all the way with that. She plays with him. She loves to torture men in the shadow. She derives pleasure from torturing men because that's how she tests her power over him. If she can torture him and he comes back for more, who has the power? So this is an archetype for love, not sex, and for power. All archetypes are about power, but this one is about using your personal power so you can be in control of situation. Because at some point in her life, she has experienced tremendous trauma. And that trauma taught her something. That trauma taught her to control herself, to disconnect from her emotions, and to take advantage of the situation, whatever it is, if she doesn't want to fall victim and be taken advantage of. In a way, this is a woman who stepped in her power. In the light, she is very good at setting boundaries. That self-control allows her to set boundaries and not to cross them. She knows the power of boundaries, and she uses it masterfully. Let me give you an example. Mata Hari, or Cleopatra for that matter, femme fatale. She's not promiscuous. She had 2 men in her life. She chose those men, and she chooses men in power. She is turned on by power. And by using the weapon of love and her looks, and in the case of Cleopatra, her social position and her wealth, she charms this man. She charms Caesar, for goodness sake, and makes him her ally. That's her power. And she wasn't even pretty, Cleopatra. She wasn't even beautiful, but she knew. She knew how to have impact on a man so he can surrender to her. And at the same time, she did it with extreme femininity. This was not heads-on, I'm stronger, let's compete here kind of a game. That's not that archetype. This is an archetype that knows what she wants and how to get it. And she uses what she has in order to get it. She doesn't trust the world. She only trusts what she has personally, which is her looks, her personal charm, her ability to enchant. Femme fatale is an enchantress. Think of that episode of history. Cleopatra joins Mark Antonio in a battle of Azio. How does she show up? She is the queen of dramatic entrances. She's entering the scene of war with her ship with purple sails that were heavily perfumed. So before they even see her, they know her presence. They smell her coming. This is one of the powers of the Femme Fatale. She creates anticipation. And that anticipation creates desire. She's a master in creating desire. And she enters the scene, whatever scene that is, in a dramatic fashion, in an unforgettable fashion. This woman is unforgettable. They call her Fatale, fatal, not because she's nasty, but because she is not easy to forget. It's impossible to forget Femme Fatale if you have had her. This is why men are willing to die for her. This is why they cannot look at another woman. Marco Antonio left his wife and 2 children because he could not be with somebody who is ordinary. Back to Cleopatra, her entrance in Rome. Elephants and horses and gold and theatrics. Nobody ever forgot that. Centuries after she's dead, she's still remembered for the way that she showed up. This woman had presence. And she knew how to present herself. Her entrance at the Battle of Azio, same way. Perfumed purple sails. Powerful entrance. When she first met Caesar, how did she meet him? She rolled herself in a very expensive carpet. That was the only thing that she had left. She rolled herself into this carpet and had the carpet delivered to him as a gift. And this is how she gained entrance to him. And her instructions were unroll the carpet in front of his presence only. And when the slaves unrolled the carpet, there she was, in her beauty, in her innocence, in her presence. Hello, Caesar. I'm your gift. This is something that no man can forget. She doesn't ask for permission to go see him. She doesn't ask for audience. She doesn't go in the visitor's office hours. She's rolled inside expensive carpet and rolls right into his feet, saying, I'm here, I'm Cleopatra. I came to meet you. I'm the gift. Unforgettable. Femme Fatale, that is her stamp. So please do not spread the lies about that archetype. This is not a promiscuous woman who is just ambitious to take something that's not hers. This is ambitious woman that knows her value, knows the mission that she's here to fulfill, and finds ways to complete it, to create allies. And that's why she doesn't fuck just anybody, but a powerful man. A man who is in power can help her to complete the mission of her soul and to materialize her ambitions. And that's what she did. The ultimate femme fatale. She had 2 men and they both were willing to die for her. Why? She applied magic. It was the magic of seduction. She's a master of seduction. And it's not like Don Juan, cheap compliments and women are ready because they're lonely. No. This woman aims high. She knows that she lives in a world that is not friendly, that is full of enemies, and she is out there to create powerful allies. You don't create powerful allies when you're promiscuous and cheap and sleep with just everyone. There's nothing unforgettable about that. Let's face it. So there it is. Today's insights on the Femme Fatale. A beautiful, powerful, feminine archetype. Archetype of feminine power. Archetype of a lover. This is an archetype that is part of the lover's archetype. I am Gina Brezzini, your guide to knowing yourself fully so you can love yourself more.